The Appellate Division First Department is now in session. Welcome, everyone, and my colleagues and I welcome you all to these virtual admission ceremonies. Ms. Guerrero, you may proceed.
Thank you. May it please the court and good afternoon. I, Veronica Guerrero, counsel to this court's Committee on Character and Fitness, am honored to present 39 applicants to the court for admission to the bar. Each of these applicants has met all of the requirements necessary for admission to the New York State Bar. Further, I am pleased to report that the committee has examined the records of each and every candidate here today. Accordingly, and on behalf of the committee, I certify that each applicant here this afternoon does possess the requisite character and fitness to merit admission to the bar of the state of New York. Therefore, I do hereby move for their admission.
Thank you. Before I rule on your motion, I want to take the opportunity to thank the members of the Committee on Character and Fitness for the excellent job they have done to ensure that the candidates presented here today for admission to the New York State Bar are all well qualified. The committee's work is important to us as well as to the entire bar of the state of New York. They honor us by serving pro bono. Their work is greatly appreciated by all the justices of the court, and I would please ask you to relate this message to the members. Before we now we turn to the business before the court, your motion. Justice Cardozo famously said, "Justice delayed is justice denied." Well, there will be no denial of justice here today because my colleagues have authorized me to grant the motion forthwith. And it is granted. The oath of the office will now be administered by Margaret Soa, the Deputy Clerk of our court.
Good afternoon, Justice Gish. Good afternoon, candidates. Candidates, please raise your right hand. I'll recite the oath in the form of a question. At the end, I'll ask you to unmute your mics and respond by saying, "I do." Do you solemnly swear or affirm to support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New York, and to faithfully discharge the duties of the office of Attorney and Counselor at Law according to the best of your ability? Please unmute your mics and respond.
I do.
I do.
I do.
I do.
I do.
I do.
Congratulations, attorneys. You may lower your hands and please remute your microphones.
Congratulations. You are now officially lawyers in the state of New York. I'm going to ask at this time for my colleagues to please unmute their microphones so we can give you a deserved round of applause. We have a tradition here at the Appellate Division that one of our colleagues will address you with welcoming remarks to the bar. Today, that privilege falls to my colleague, Justice Manuel Mendez.
Thank you, Justice Gish, and indeed, a privilege it is. Good afternoon. On behalf of the court, I want to congratulate the newly admitted attorneys and your loved ones, your family and friends who have supported you emotionally and financially throughout this journey, and who have hopefully joined you in this virtual ceremony. Today is a very significant day for all of you, as it marks the end of a long journey filled with many stressful days and sleepless nights, and it also marks the beginning of a new one as members of the legal profession. You have proven to all that you have the basic and necessary skills, knowledge, and character to join the ranks of the legal profession. In law school, you learned to write and think like lawyers and to analyze and argue logically all aspects of an issue. The lives you've lived up to now tell us that you have the requisite character and fitness for admission. However, membership in the bar requires more from you. With your admission, you gain the rights and privileges bestowed on members of our profession. But with those rights and privileges come certain duties and responsibilities you owe to the court, to yourselves, and to others that will help you have a long, rewarding, and successful career. Allow me to illustrate by sharing with you some of the advice I received many years ago when I took the same oath you are taking today. The law is an ever-changing profession, and the best lawyers are those who approach each day with the desire to gain a better understanding of the law and the world around them. To be relevant and useful to those you represent, you must educate yourselves day in and day out. You must learn to adapt to new situations and to overcome new obstacles, as we are doing now to work around the inability to meet in person. To achieve this, take advantage of all the resources available to you by joining and being active in bar associations. Remember that your most important asset is your reputation. Develop and establish a good reputation for professionalism and civility. In our desire to be zealous advocates, we sometimes lose sight of the fact that antagonism is not the same as effective advocacy. Remember that the most effective advocacy does not stem from posturing and tone, but from reasoning and a solid understanding of the substance of the issue at stake. We do our profession a disservice when we rely on bluster and contentiousness to make our point. You should strive to maintain an atmosphere of courtesy and civility and of mutual respect in all proceedings. Never lose sight of the fact that your advocacy and negotiating skills can mean the difference between someone losing or retaining their home, their business, or their liberty. Whether you are representing a client on the most complicated civil matter, the most serious felony, or on a small claims matter, you must always represent that client with zeal to the best of your ability, never losing sight of the human element of the law, because the law is not just an abstract concept or topic for debate. It is a very real force that has a significant impact on the individuals involved. As lawyers, you have an individual and collective responsibility for the health of the legal profession and society. Use your newly acquired clout as members of the legal profession to achieve outcomes that are just and that will benefit our profession and society. It is your duty to carry forward the best traditions of the legal profession, and that is the tradition of serving others. Pro bono service, whether it be as counsel to a nonprofit institution, the representation of those with unpopular causes, or the indigent, is a long-standing, worthwhile tradition in our profession. Ours is a wonderful, noble profession, and lawyers are at their best when they use their skills in the service of others. This tradition of voluntary service by attorneys is ancient and honorable, and we will be looking to you for its continuance. In sum, continue educating yourself. Develop a good reputation for civility, humanity, and competence. Get involved in bar associations and in your communities. Volunteer to serve others. Use your skills to achieve outcomes that are just and that will benefit the profession and society. If you follow this advice, I am sure you will have a long, satisfying legal career. On behalf of my colleagues on this court, I welcome you to the legal profession and wish you much success in your career in the practice of law. Congratulations.
Thank you, Justice Mendez, for those words. And thank you to my colleagues for their participation in this admission ceremonies today. And with that, I close this session of the Appellate Division, First Department. Good luck.
Thank you to the bench and to Ms. Soa. The new attorneys will stay on with me.